the stuffing, the first thing I'm doing now is I chopped up the onion and the mushrooms pretty small, and I'm sauteing that with some, probably about a cup of this Gardein beefless ground crumble here. You can use real ground beef if you'd like, or just have it without any meat. This is vegan friendly, so I'm using the Gardein as my son requested. This also tastes good without anything. But I'm sauteing the onion, 1 medium onion, 1 package of portobello mushrooms, a cup of that Gardein, and then as I'm preparing my peppers for stuffing, I cut off the tops, and the part around the ring here, I just dice up a little bit. I'll show you how when I cut that off. This is how I clean my peppers. And then the piece here that's left over, I go ahead and dice up and throw in. I'm also going to throw in about 5 cloves of garlic as I'm sauteing. So right now, while this is sauteing on a low, I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting up my peppers. And I have 6 of these large red peppers I just picked up at the farmer's market for a pretty good deal. So I'm going to go ahead and that's why I was making this today. But I'm going to go ahead now, chop up my garlic, put that in, finish chopping up this into very fine pieces, and finish sauteing this, and then I'll show you the next. I just finished chopping up about 6 cloves of garlic, real fine, and then I made a little well in the center here, and I'm just sauteing them with a little bit of pepper, my end peppers, just to give that light saute. And then I will start the rice to go in there. I'll just saute this a little bit just to get it tender. It's going to cook up nice in the oven, so I just want to give it a little brown. Here, I put 2 cups of water in here, and now I'm going to add some rice and orzo. I used a 1/2 cup of orzo and then a 1/2 cup of rice. You can use rice, packaged rice. Here's a yellow, like any kind of packaged rice like this. I just don't want to have all the chemicals that are in these packaged rices. You know, any kind of a quinoa, any kind of a grain. And I'm mixing some of this long grain rice with some orzo. And I'm just going to simmer that, and I'm going to put in all my seasonings now. I've just added my seasonings. I put in a teaspoon of smoked paprika, oregano, and some cumin. And then I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of chili powder. Now you can adjust the chili powder to how you like it. And then I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I really don't want much salt in here. You can salt to taste. And actually for me, I'm not going to add any salt because I have issues with salt. But you can add up to, I'd say, well, it depends on how you like salt, but it's really not good for you. But if you really want the salt, do a 1/2 teaspoon, and then adjust it as you need it. But for me, I'm just going to leave it out. I think we have enough flavors here. So I'm going to let this cook until tender, and most of this water is absorbed. Then I'm going to mix it with my other vegetable mixtures, and then I'll stuff those peppers. I ended up using just 5 of the peppers. The last one had a little bit of a spoiled spot on it, so I'm just leaving that behind. I put about 2 tablespoons of water at the bottom here, and then I put a little bit of olive oil in there so that they can steam and give it moisture as it's cooking, so the rice mixture and orzo mixture don't dry out. But I have them all ready to go, and I put them in my little cute blue pan. I hope I never lose this blue pan. I love it because it looks great with these stuffed peppers. But anyways, so this is ready to go, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the ground vegetable mixture to the rice and then stuff these. My water is now all absorbed, and I'm going to go ahead and add the vegetable mixture. I can really smell the garlic, and I can really smell the portobello mushrooms. That was a small package, an entire small package, chopped real fine of that mushroom. And like I said, this would be delicious even without the ground crumble meat. But my son requested a little bit of vegan meat, so I went ahead and got it out of the freezer for him. But this will be nice. And I'm going to serve it with some salsa on top. It's already looking absolutely delicious. And smells great too. Okay, I'm just going to finish stirring this up, and then I'll stuff them and put them into the oven. I'm going to top them off with a teaspoon or so of salsa so that my top doesn't dry out too much. And I am going to cook them in about a 375 oven until my peppers are tender, the way I like them. Now, some people like them soggier, so just cook it a little bit longer. But I like mine kind of crispy, especially if I'm going to reheat these. So, there we have it. I'll put a little bit more, as you can see. I kind of want that to seep in and make it nice and juicy. Okay, so I'm going to pop them in the oven, and I'll show you what they look like when they're all done. And here are the stuffed peppers coming out of the oven. And I cooked them for about 35 minutes. And they're just tender enough for me. When the skins start getting a little bit wrinkly, then I know they're done. But like I said, if you want to cook it longer or have it crispier with shorter cook time, that's up to you personally. I'm going to go ahead and scoop them out, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Ooh, I hope it's not going to topple over. And there we have our stuffed pepper. I'm going to go ahead and cut it down. And you can serve it with salsa or green beans. Just going to make a few. And I just cut the pepper into bite-sized pieces like that, with a little bit of salsa on top. And there you have it. Bon appetit!